Hi guys, fly.strider here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're finishing up week 3 of marathon training. Yay! And today's Saturday, so I did my long run this morning. It was only 5 miles, so we're kind of dropping it down a little bit before we bounce back up for the next 2 weeks. So next week will be 9 miles, and then the week after that will be 10 miles. And it's funny, I won't be home for the 9-mile run, and the 10-mile run is still up in the air whether I'll be back home or not. So it's funny, like, the mileage doesn't scare me, and it's not that like being somewhere different and running scares me. It's just like when it's a lot of miles, trying to figure out where I'm gonna run and without having to do the same loop 15 times. That's what's annoying. So I was just looking up, trying to see if there was a race that I could run in that area, and there's not. Well, there is, but it's a half marathon, and I'm like, well, 10 miles, 13 miles, close. And I was debating it, and I was like, well, I could do it and just run slower, like run at a slower pace. That way it's kind of similar. And then I was like, who am I kidding? It's a race. I'm not gonna run slow. I could try to, but I would be too excited and wouldn't be able to. And then I'd be like, oh, it's a race. I gotta try to get a PR. So yeah, that wouldn't happen. So it's like, well, I could just do it, but I haven't, like, I could definitely run a half marathon right now, but the past few weeks, month or so, I definitely haven't been doing proper mileage to prepare for that, because obviously why would I? That's not my goal right now, to be running a half marathon. So I'm like, I don't want to and get injured or whatnot. So I'll just have to suck it up and figure it out. But we'll probably definitely bring my camera along. Might be entertaining seeing me trying to figure that out. But speaking of that, I surprisingly did not get any footage this week of any of my runs, and I was trying to figure out why. And I think it's because this week was just not the greatest of weeks for me. So most of my runs I didn't really feel like running, so didn't bring my camera along. For my long run this morning, I think I had planned to bring it along, but it was supposed to storm, and it has been storming pretty much all day, and I think it's just now the sun's kind of coming back out. And yeah, it was thundering pretty much all afternoon up until now, and I was like, oh, it's quiet now, so I think I can try to film this without you guys having to listen to thunder in the background. But I knew it was going to rain. Around 8 a.m. it would start, so I woke up super early to get my miles in, and it was dark out for like the first half, and I was like, there's no point in bringing a camera along and videotaping this, because you won't be able to see me pretty much for half of the run, because I'll just be like a little shadow running. So I didn't bring it for today. So I was kind of contemplating tomorrow, seeing if I wanted to film something, if I just wanted to do like a quick 2 or 3 mile run, not quick, but like a easy 2 or 3 mile run, and try to get that recorded. So we'll see what happens, see how I'm feeling. Maybe we'll, maybe we won't. You'll see at the end of the video if there's any running footage, whether I did or not. But speaking of easy runs, I think that's also part of why I did not record. I've definitely been trying to slow my runs down, at least have a few true easy runs, because I find a lot of times when I say this is going to be an easy run, it does not end up being an easy run at all. So I'm not a fast runner at all. Probably is making it sound like I am, but I'm not. I'm just average. My pace is typically between like an 8 and an 8:40, sometimes 9 if I'm not really feeling it. But yeah, somewhere kind of like around 8:20 to 8:30, 40 range is where I tend to stick with. But yeah, so today I really tried to slow it down, and I ended up doing a 9:25, which I was proud of myself for. So that's, yeah, give or take a whole minute slower than my average pace, which is pretty good because, yeah, like I said, I go out there and I'm like, okay, today's gonna be an easy run, and it's not. And it's actually really bad that it's that hard for me to slow down. And a lot of times I'll actually think that I am running slow, and then I'll look at my watch and I'm like, okay, holy cow, not running slow at all. And I literally have to look at it like every few steps, like, okay, we're staying in this slow cadence. Have to stick with it. So definitely something that I have been working on, and I obviously need to work on more, especially in this summer heat. Like, I can't be running normal pace and, yeah, not dying out there. So definitely need to be practicing slowing it down, because slow runs lead to fast runs in the end. Doesn't make sense, but it's true. And yeah, so definitely that was something that I worked on this week. Another thing that I didn't purposely try to work on, but I was thinking back over the weeks and over the week, and I managed to focus on nutrition this week. So for me, like, I have an extremely sensitive stomach. So in the past, when I'm doing any type of race, even just to practice long run, I cannot, like, I can now, but I could not eat, sometimes even drink anything before I go out for a run, just because I'll feel so nauseous and my stomach will get so cramped up, and like to the point where I can't even function. Like, I would have to wait several hours after eating before I could even go out there for a run. So I've definitely gotten better with that. And believe it or not, there was a point when I'd be running half marathons, like when I first started years ago, and I wouldn't even drink anything the entire race. For 13.1 entire miles, I would not drink until I crossed the finish line, because I don't know if I was scared or what, but no fluids went inside of me for the entire time. So I don't even know how I did that in the summer. Like, for summer races, I'm surprised that I even made it across the finish line for most of those, but I did. So definitely do not recommend that. So I've definitely improved on that, which I'm proud of myself for. Give myself a pat on the back. But yeah, definitely something that I've been working on. So this week, I know, like, there was one day this week when I knew I had dinner, but I think just throughout the day I didn't get to eat that much. So I think when I woke up to run, I was not necessarily like feeling weak, but I know it was hot out there. It was a hot day, and I just wanted to make sure that I had proper nutrition. So I had some scrambled eggs beforehand, and I think I only waited like an hour or so before I went out to run, and I actually felt pretty good. No stomach pains, and finished the run without any problems. Like, towards the end, I did like start to feel it a little bit, but overall it was manageable, so I was happy about that. And then today, I don't know why today that happened, but I think maybe I was just practicing, because it's funny, people always say, like, for a race, which is, this perfect advice, but you'll see where I'm going. People are like, when you run a race, you don't want to try anything new, like no new shoes, no new clothing, no new foods, which 100% I agree with. But people are always like, try it at, like, if you're running a half marathon, you need to start practicing your fluids at mile, like when you're doing a 9 and 10 mile long run. But for me, at least, just because of my sensitive body, when I think about it, I'm like, if I'm gonna try something at a 9 mile run, I'm gonna be trying it at halfway through. And what if it's something that doesn't agree with me, and then I still have 5 whole miles left, and I'm just out there like dying and having to walk or like trot back to my base location? So I've learned that I need to start trying it at these shorter mileages, even though, like, I won't get the full benefits of like getting the fuel for the rest of my run. I'll at least get practice with my stomach, seeing how it will function with that type of food. So today I tried, I'm pretty sure these are like what little kids have for lunch, but I had go-go squeeze, which is just applesauce. This is the cinnamon one, and it's nice because you can just put it in your pouch or your hydration pack, whatever. It's really tiny, and it's nice because it's kind of like a goo. You just unscrew the cap and slurp it down, either slowly or quickly, whatever. And yeah, it's already somewhat of a liquid, so you can have it with some water. You don't necessarily have to. I had that only a few minutes before my run and did really great with that, so that's definitely something that I will keep trying. It's something that I have been wanting to try for a while, and yeah, I'm glad I did. That definitely works for me. I also practice with a few different fluids, just kind of mixing fluids in my water for electrolytes. Just for the summertime, it's really good to replenish your body with those, both during as well as after your run. So I practice with a few of those. We'll see how long this video is so far, if I want to tack those in to this video or whether I'll make a new video about it. But and yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. I feel like those were the two main things. Yeah, we'll see if I can get any footage, video footage of running to tack on to the end of this. If not, you just get to enjoy me talking. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, week 3 of training is complete. Next week is my 9-mile run for the long run. And happy running. I will see you guys next week. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and you can leave a comment if you want, or yeah, leave a comment of things that other types of videos that you'd like to see.